Hey guys, welcome. Today we are looking at this guy right here. This is the ASG Steyr licensed AUG A2, and this is actually the EVIC exclusive OD green version. It's a mid-tier AEG with pretty cool futuristic styling, and we're going to go over every inch of it, so stay tuned. Hey guys, welcome. If this is your first time here and you're into gear guides and gun reviews and gameplay and all sorts of other cool airsoft stuff, join us now by hitting that subscribe button and that notification bell so that you don't miss anything. Today we're looking at this guy. This is the ASG Steyr licensed AUG A2, and this is the EVIC exclusive OD green version, which you can get online for $185. Now we actually got this one in EVIC's Box of Awesomeness Firepower Edition, where we were going for an M249, which we got, and this was an extra added bonus. And that pair of featherweight usually goes for $220, this one $185, and we got both of these in that Box of Awesomeness for $169. And you can check that out right here if you want to. Today, we're gonna check out everything about this gun right here. And before we do, let's see what's in the box.
What's in the box?
All right, everybody, welcome. Today we're looking at the ASG Steyr Aug A2. Completely brand new in the packaging. Now this is a Sportline product from ASG. You can get the black version for $150. This OD green version from EVIC is $185. So in the box we have a little bit of silica gel. Don't eat that. A little bag of BBs. Probably .20s, but I don't know if I'd chance it. We'll use our own for the chrono testing. Battery and battery charger. Does not look like a smart charger, but you make your own choice on that if you want to go with that one or not. And we have a nunchuck style. No, it's not nunchuck style. It's just encapsulated NIM style battery. Looks like it's 7 cells, 1.2 each. Multiplied by the value of pi, divided by the square root of the hypotenuse. What is that? A 9.8 volt NIM style battery. I think these are going to be flip up sights. Yep. Extremely cheap plastic flip up sights that we will definitely not be using. And then the gun itself. Let's have a look at this guy. All right. We do have a barrel rod. All right, so in our manual we have my favorite pictures of all time. Don't shoot yourself in the face. Don't shoot at a target if grandma's riding by on a basket bicycle. And of course the do not turn your gun sideways like a gangster warning, which is absolutely wrong, because if you can turn your gun sideways and use your hop up to curve around a tree to hit an object, you are an airsoft legend. So let's get all this stuff off the table and have a look at this gun. Got an orange flash hider cover, which seems kind of redundant considering the gigantic safety flash hider on this guy. But I guess if we replace this, we can always use this safety cover if we replace that with a metal black one. The outside body is completely polymer. Does have a metal barrel assembly and a full metal version 3 gearbox on the inside. There's not a lot to it. It's mainly one piece of polymer. We've got an AUG style 330 round high cap magazine, winding magazine. It's got a plastic ergonomic swiveling foregrip. So there's a spring in this, and if you pull it down slightly, you can swing this out of the way. Kind of a flimsy plastic piece on the charging handle, but the charging handle does lock back if you push it up into this little groove right here. Yep, so this just pulls off with one of those rubber seals, kind of like the top of a coffee mug. Looks reasonably big. You can probably get most styles of battery in there that you want. Of course, this coffee mug top is kind of a pain in the butt to get back on. All right, that's pretty much it. Let's go talk about this gun. All right, guys, so this is a 1-to-1 replica of the real AUG, licensed by Steyr Arms. And this is largely considered to be the first successful bullpup design. It was designed in the 60s to replace the FAL, and it went into service in the 70s, and back then it had this cool futuristic look, and it's held up to even today. I mean, it still has a very futuristic styling to it. And if you guys aren't familiar with the bullpup design, basically what it means is the receiver, the bolt carrier, and the magazine are all located behind the pistol grip. And what that accomplishes is it gives a relatively smaller dimension gun a much longer inner barrel. For instance, this gun right here is 32 inches long, but it still has a 20-inch inner barrel because it starts all the way back here. And just as a comparison example, we recently reviewed an ICS DMR that was a 38-inch long gun, but only had an 18-inch inner barrel. and that's because of the traditional M4 styling. But with the bullpup, you've got a much shorter gun at only 32 inches, but this gun has a longer inner barrel at 20 inches. Now this gun has a single polymer piece that functions as the stock receiver and pistol grip. And it also has a polymer magazine and a polymer foregrip. The barrel assembly is metal and the gearbox is metal. And even though a large portion of this gun is polymer, it still comes in at 7 pounds, which is still heavier than a lot of full metal M4s. And up top, you've got a pretty serviceably long weaver rail system for your optics and accessories. Now, weaver rail systems have been around forever, long before Picatinny became the military standard back in 1995. They're mostly the same. A lot of people use them interchangeably. There are slight differences, like the spaces between the slots. It can vary on the weaver rail, whereas on the Picatinny rail, it's always going to be a standard depth and a standard width apart. For the most part, you generally can use weaver and Picatinny rail accessories interchangeably, and the difference really is the recoil stop on a weaver rail is typically narrower than the recoil stop on a Picatinny rail accessory. Because of that, you can easily take a weaver rail accessory and put it onto a Picatinny rail, but not necessarily vice versa. Let's move right along. So the gun does come with detachable flip-up plastic sights that you can put at the front and the back of the weaver rail, but they're pretty cheap and there's not a lot of spacing between the front and back if you put them on there like that. So I do highly recommend that you go with an optic on this gun instead. You'll notice it does have this ergonomic front grip, which is a folding grip. If you pull it down, it will fold up. We have got swivel swing points at the inside of the buttstock and at the end of the top of the rail system. We do have a charging handle that locks back by pressing it up when it's pulled all the way back, and it does reveal a rotary style hop-up. On the left side, you've got your Steyr Mannlicher branding, and it does come with an AUG specific 330 round high capacity magazine. Now what's interesting about this gun is that it is safe or on only. There is no toggle between semi-automatic and fully automatic. The reason why is because this gun has a 2-stage trigger. If you pull it very lightly, you're doing semi-automatic shots. If you pull it hard, it depresses further, and then you're in fully automatic. And that takes a little bit getting used to. Semi-automatic's a pretty easy pull, but that second stage pull is pretty hard to go into fully automatic. Now, like a lot of guns that we like to review, this is a nostalgic gun for us. This takes us back to those old action flicks like Die Hard, where the bad guy in the elevator was removing the barrel from the AUG and replacing it with another one. So that was super cool. We saw that and we were like, wow, that is awesome. I gotta have one of those. But just like the real one, you can remove this barrel. With the charging handle pulled back, you just take a hold of that ergonomic foregrip and press this little button down. You twist the barrel to the side and it just comes right out. So you can replace your barrel pretty easily and get at your hop up. And putting it back in is equally as easy. You just slide it in, pivot it down until it clicks in place, and then release your charging handle and you're good to go. That's not all. This gun's got a really easy to remove barrel assembly as well. If you just press this little lever in right here, you can take the entire barrel assembly out. I'm not entirely sure why you would want to, but the ability is there if you need it. Now on the inside of this gun, you have got a full metal version 3 AUG gearbox. And again, this is kind of a low to mid tier AUG, so it does not come with a MOSFET. Now it advertises that it shoots around 330 to 360 feet per second with a 0.2 gram BB, but we want to find that out for ourselves. So let's go see how this gun performs right now. The gun's staying at a pretty solid 320 FPS with 0.2 gram BBs, with only a deviation of about 2 or 3 up or down. And shooting around 15 rounds per second on an 11.1 LiPo. From our shooting distances, the gun was reasonably accurate and had reasonable consistency, but as we suspected, that 2-stage trigger is really something you've got to get used to. Single shots are super easy. Full auto is a different story. I do think it's something you could probably get used to, but it would take a little bit of time. So there you go, guys. You know, like we said, this 2-stage trigger pull definitely takes a little bit of getting used to. And I have to be honest with you, it's not a very pleasurable trigger pull if you want to fire full auto with this gun. Just my personal opinion. but it's completely serviceable and accurate. You can definitely take this out to the field and have some fun with it. And at $185, if you dig the styling of the AUG, it's completely affordable. So guys, tell us what you think about this gun. I know the bullpup design is very divisive. It's like Republicans versus Democrats. Some people love it and some people absolutely hate it. And there doesn't seem to be any middle ground. So which side do you land on? So guys, thanks for sticking out. If you like what we're doing here and you want to help the channel out, share this video because YouTube's certainly not going to promote it. And if you haven't already, join us on our airsoft journey by hitting that subscribe button and that notification bell so that you don't miss a single video that comes out every Tuesday with bonus videos on Fridays. And until then, we'll see you next time.